Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd Chrisley details Lindsie's emails with FBI fallout. Todd Chrisley is estranged from his daughter Lindsie. Lindsie's mother is Chrisley's first wife. However, Julie has legally adopted her. The father-daughter duo does not have a good relationship with each other. With Todd being released from prison after being granted a presidential pardon, some fans are wondering where Chrisley and his daughter stand. Keep reading to find out more. Todd Chrisley reveals his daughter's betrayal. Reality star Todd Chrisley is back in the spotlight as he leaves prison behind. The Georgian native has returned to his family after serving several years in federal prison for tax evasion and financial fraud. Todd is set to return to reality TV with his family on September 1st when their new docuseries, The Chrisleys, Back to Reality, is set to air on Lifetime. With the star returning to the spotlight, many are wondering where he stands with his daughter, Lindsie. Todd Chrisley recently appeared on Speak On It, a podcast featuring Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kandi Burruss. Chrisley revealed to Burruss that he is currently estranged from his daughter. In addition, he revealed that she worked with the FBI during their investigation into Todd and his wife Julie's crimes. Kandi Burruss asked Todd Chrisley why his daughter would help police arrest him. Todd said, "Lindsie was on the show, and the network made the decision that they wanted to make Lindsie kind of like a friend to the show." He further explained that Lindsie was hesitant to share publicly the details of her life and marriage. Chrisley revealed that due to his daughter's hesitance, the network demoted her, which left her feeling ostracized. Lindsie Chrisley worked with the FBI to arrest her father, Todd. Todd Chrisley revealed that his daughter, Lindsie Chrisley, was removed from filming Chrisley Knows Best because she did not want to share every detail of her life on the reality show. In addition, Lindsie struggled to balance her life as a wife, parent, and reality star. Todd explained. Todd Chrisley revealed that after his daughter Lindsie was let go from the reality series, she began to work with the Georgia Department of Revenue on their investigation of Todd and his wife Julie. He explained that they learned of her involvement and ended up getting a settlement of $1 million from the Georgia Department of Revenue. In addition, the employee Lindsie worked with to investigate her parents was fired. In addition to working with the Georgia Department of Revenue, Lindsie Chrisley provided information to the FBI about her parents. Todd Chrisley shared with Kandi Burruss that his lawyers found emails between Lindsie and the FBI during his trial for tax evasion and fraud. The reality star said his daughter's involvement in his indictment broke his heart. He explained. Todd Chrisley shared that he no longer communicates with his daughter. However, he said he prays for God to temper his heart and bless her. Todd Chrisley had never been one to mince words, not in his home, not in his confessional chair on Chrisley Knows Best, and certainly not when discussing the deep fractures that had run through his family over the past few years. But on this late summer afternoon, speaking from the prison phone room with his southern drawl as sharp as ever, Todd decided to go there, all the way there, about Lindsie and the emails that he claims changed everything. The man who once ruled his Atlanta mansion with a witty iron fist leaned forward, voice low and deliberate. "Those emails to the FBI," Todd began, "they weren't just words on a screen, they were a weapon. And when you aim that weapon at your own family, the damage is permanent." He painted the picture in detail. How he had first heard whispers of correspondence between Lindsie and federal investigators. The rumors swirled through a grapevine of lawyers, friends, and people who claimed they had seen screenshots. At first, Todd says, he didn't want to believe it. This was his oldest daughter, the little girl he had taken to dance recitals, the one who used to beg him for extra whipped cream on her hot cocoa. The same Lindsie who, years earlier, had drifted away from the family spotlight, choosing to build her own brand and voice. But then, Todd claims, came the confirmation. According to him, the emails weren't just casual notes. They contained allegations, some about finances, some about supposed shady dealings, and others, Todd insists, So outlandish you'd think they came from a tabloid magazine left out in a dentist's office. The FBI, Todd continued, doesn't just get emails like that and file them under family squabble. No, they dig. They investigate. And when you're already under the microscope, every word someone writes becomes a magnifying glass, burning a hole and brutal. Within months, the Chrisley family found themselves facing the type of legal storm that no amount of Southern charm could talk away. Todd remembers the shift in his household, the tension at dinners, the quiet between phone calls, the constant checking of mail and email for any sign of what the government might do next. Julie, his wife, was devastated. I could see it in her eyes, Todd said. She wasn't just worried about us. She was heartbroken over the idea that Lindsie had chosen this path. The younger siblings, Chase, Savannah, and Grayson, were confused, hurt, and, in some moments, angry. The Chrisley unity, which had been their brand and their backbone, was cracking under the weight of mistrust. In Todd's retelling, the emails became more than legal documents. They became a symbol of betrayal. You can argue with family, Todd admitted. You can slam doors, yell, even not talk for a while. But when you involve the FBI, you're saying to the world, my family is dangerous. They can't be trusted. That's not something you can just unsay. Todd, ever the storyteller, described the moment he says he realized the relationship with Lindsie might be beyond repair. It wasn't during a court hearing or a legal deposition. It was late at night, scrolling through social media on his bunk, when he saw a post from Lindsie, a smiling selfie, coffee cup in hand, with a caption about choosing peace over toxicity. To me, Todd said, that was her way of saying, I'm good without you. I'm fine with the fallout. And I don't know if a father's heart ever fully recovers from that. Still, in true Chrisley fashion, Todd didn't keep his feelings bottled up. He addressed the situation in interviews, on podcasts, and even in letters to friends. His stance was firm. The emails had consequences far beyond what Lindsie might have imagined. You think you're just telling your side of the story, he said. But when that story lands in a federal agent's inbox, you've lit a match in a room full of gasoline. And then came the public fallout. Fans took sides. Some accused Todd of dragging his daughter in the press. Others said Lindsie had every right to speak to authorities if she believed something was wrong. The family's already complicated dynamic became tabloid gold. Headlines screamed about Chrisley versus Chrisley, and every quote Todd gave only fueled the fire. But in Todd's telling, this wasn't about publicity or playing the victim. It was about telling his truth. People can paint me however they want, he said. But I know what those emails did. I know the doors they opened for investigators, and I know the pain they brought into this family. Even from behind bars, Todd has continued to speak openly about reconciliation, or the lack thereof. While some fans hope for a tearful reunion, he's realistic. Forgiveness is one thing, he said, but trust? That's another. And trust takes time, proof, and a whole lot of prayer. In the months after the email revelations, the Chrisley family tried to move forward. Savannah stepped into a caretaker role for her younger siblings, juggling public appearances with the responsibility of keeping the family afloat. Chase kept a lower profile, focusing on business ventures. Julie, ever the quiet force, leaned into her faith. As for Todd, he spends much of his time reflecting on the empire they built, the show that made them household names, and the cracks in the foundation that no camera ever caught until it was too late. You learn who's really in your corner when the walls close in, he said. And you learn sometimes that corner is a lot emptier than you thought. The question of whether Todd and Lindsie will ever fully reconcile remains unanswered. He admits there are days he imagines picking up the phone, hearing her voice, and working through the wreckage. But there are just as many days when the weight of the past feels too heavy to lift. The emails were the spark, Todd concluded. But the fire that followed, that was years in the making. And fires like that don't just go out. They smolder.